welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive into something that just grabs you, natural beauty. But what actually makes a travel destination beautiful for you? Is it that perfect, almost photoshopped look? Or maybe it's the wild, untamed, kind of raw wilderness that really pulls you in. We're going to unpack that by looking at two countries absolutely packed with natural splendor, Switzerland and Pakistan. Yeah, this whole deep dive comes from watching this really compelling video that puts them side by side, exploring what they offer. Our goal here, to break down the big differences, but also the similarities you might not expect. We want to help you get a feel for not just what's there, but the kind of experience each place promises. So you can figure out which one might, really capture your imagination.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because both countries, they genuinely offer these incredible mountain experiences, but the flavor is so distinct. One is like this super polished dreamscape.
Right.
And the other gives you this really untamed adventure. It brings up a big question, I think, for anyone planning a trip. What sort of mountain vibe are you actually looking for?
That's a really great way to frame it, because when you say Switzerland, boom, the Alps immediately pop into your head. Majestic, right? We're talking those iconic peaks. The Matterhorn, obviously. Zermatt, that famous ski town. Or even Jungfrau, which is pretty accessible. These names are known everywhere. They mean world-class skiing, amazing hiking, those snowy views that just feel, wow, magical.
Exactly. But then you shift your focus to Pakistan, and you're facing these formidable peaks, often way more challenging, actually. Think about places like the Hunza Valley, just vast. Skardu, with its dramatic scenery, or Fairy Meadows, which sounds amazing in itself. And then there's the giant, Nanga Parbat, the 9th highest mountain on Earth. It's huge. The video we looked at, it described Pakistan's mountains using words like raw, wild, and incredibly powerful. It suggested this leads to a next-level thrill, something almost soulful. So if you're used to, say, the groomed slopes of the Alps, this idea of rawness, it implies something different, doesn't it? Maybe less reliance on tourist infrastructure, more on local knowledge, maybe being a bit more self-reliant. It offers perhaps a deeper sense of, accomplishment.
Yeah, a totally different challenge. And it's not just the mountains where they differ, is it? The lakes present another really interesting contrast. Switzerland's lakes, they always seem to be described as these kind of polished gems, like Lake Lucerne or Lake Geneva. They're pristine, postcard perfect. They invite you to just relax, soak in the tranquility. There's this quiet elegance. The source we watched put it really well, I thought. It said, it feels like nature painted both these places, but used a different brush.
That's a perfect metaphor, actually. It really nails it. Because Pakistan's lakes, they just have a different character, often more dramatic, maybe. Look at Attabad Lake. It has this totally unique origin story formed by a huge landslide.
Right. I remember reading about that.
And now it has this incredible, almost surreal turquoise color. It looks unreal in photos. And then you've got Lake Saif-ul-Mulook. It's not just beautiful, visually enchanting, but it's steeped in legend. Stories about fairies, So these aren't just lakes. They feel like they hold stories, a kind of mystical quality, which is maybe something you don't quite get from the more serene, almost manicured Swiss lakes.
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? How much does that sense of legend, that history, add to how you connect with a place versus just pure visual perfection?
That's a deep point. And beyond the landscapes, which are obviously stunning in both, there's the culture, right, that shapes the whole experience. The video painted Switzerland's culture as clean, reserved, and deeply rooted in precision.
Yes, efficient.
Exactly. You feel that sense of peace in its quiet towns like Interlaken or Lucerne. And the traditions feel quite elegant. It's a calm, sort of serene vibe for visitors, which contrasts so sharply with what's described about Pakistan's culture, especially up north. It's portrayed as really vibrant and full of life. Warm smiles, traditional music, heartfelt hospitality.
Sounds inviting.
Yeah, the feeling that came across in the source was you don't just see Pakistan, you feel it. So if you tie that back to the travel experience, it's about the kind of immersion you're after, isn't it? Are you looking for that quiet contemplation? Or are you drawn to a culture that really welcomes you in, becomes part of the adventure itself? It might even change how you plan your days there.
Definitely. And all these differences, landscape, vibe, culture, they inevitably lead us to, well, the practical stuff, the budget. Switzerland, as the source laid out pretty clearly, offers a premium experience. Top-notch hotels, incredibly efficient transport, a really polished tourist journey all around. But let's be honest, that kind of seamless, high-end convenience, it comes with a pretty hefty price tag.
Oh, absolutely. A significant price tag.
Yeah.
And Pakistan, Well, it stands out as the counterpoint there. It promises the adventure, the comfort, those jaw-dropping views, but without completely emptying your wallet. It was specifically highlighted as one of the most budget-friendly places for high mountain tourism.
Wow, really?
Yeah, which makes it, as they said, a genuine dream on a budget for explorers.
Yeah.
And this difference in cost, it's not just about the numbers, is it? It reflects fundamentally different approaches to tourism. One geared towards smooth convenience, the other towards accessible, maybe more rugged exploration. So it's a really compelling option if you're prioritizing that vast, awe-inspiring adventure, but need to watch the spending rather than seeking a predictable high-end package.
It paints such a clear picture of two incredibly beautiful but profoundly different destinations. At the end of the day, both Switzerland and Pakistan are stunning, offering experiences that are rewarding in their own ways. I guess if you love that polished luxury, the calm vibes where everything runs like clockwork, Switzerland's probably going to capture your heart.
It delivers on that promise.
But if you're chasing raw adventure, wanting to dive deep into a vibrant culture, and looking for those moments that really touch your heart and stick with you, well, Pakistan seems to be calling.
So, thinking about all this, which one of these amazing places is calling your name for your next trip? But maybe take it a step further. Beyond just choosing, what do these really distinct offerings tell us about ourselves? About our own travel priorities? What do we define as a truly enriching journey? Is the biggest value in that polished, predictable experience we know will be smooth? Or is it maybe in the unexpected encounter, the soulful moment that pushes us a bit outside our comfort zone? What does it actually mean, to truly feel a place rather than just look at it?